Okay, let's start again. Gonna start with about 6 medium to small onions, 3 toes of garlic, bell pepper, green onion, celery, smoked tasso. That's some good stuff right there. 3 pounds smoked sausage, 2 pounds of pickle meat. You might not be able to find this. We call it pickle meat. Real Cajun sliced pickled pork. Put a little bacon in to render everything down, the onions and bell pepper and stuff. This thing is going to wind up taking up 2 pots. See, my beans have been soaking all night. They say you don't have to do nothing but add water, but I add some seasoning, some spices and stuff like that to my beans and hope they soak some of that up. No salt. We use this stuff called Slap Your Mama. This is my cabinet right here. Got granulated garlic, onion powder, onion garlic, black pepper, cayenne pepper, celery salt. One thing y'all might not be able to get, that's what we use a lot of, Slap Your Mama, or you can use Thorny Sachet, 6-ounce ladle to measure it out. And that usually gives me and my wife enough beans to eat for about 4 or 5 Mondays in a row. So I don't have to cook all the time. I don't know why people, they cook a little bit of food and leave it. They scared of the hurricanes, I guess. But me, I like to fill things up. And we'll go around here, go into the dark, into my stuff item, added a little water to this pot right here, because pickle meat, we boil it or pre-boil it a little bit to get some of the salt and fat out of it, and it releases the scum. Pickle meat's good. My wife loves it. Maybe it's a little too much water, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to put it on the stove and just boil that for a little while, get the scum and stuff out of it. It's pickled pork. Okay, had the pickled pork coming on the boil. As soon as this gets to a good rolling boil, I'll move it over. And seeing as my beans have been soaking all night, I'm going to take my beans and boil them a little bit to kill off any germs or anything. And then I drain that liquid, this water with just seasonings and spices in it. That's all that is. Hope this video is not looking like it is in the viewfinder. But we got our bell pepper, celery, onions, garlic. Throw in the green onions just for added measure. And I'll keep adding more to the video. Pickle meats come to a boil. It's got scum on the top of it. You take all that out. One other note, when you do your vegetables, don't put your garlic in when you're clearing your vegetables. You need to put this in after those are cleared and just saute them a little bit so it doesn't turn bitter. Alright, I've got all my onions and bell pepper and celery chopped up in here, ready to go. Just rough chop, no fancy anything. Hack the shit up. Shouldn't use language like that, but beans now, I have to put them on the boil. Pour boil them, or pre-boil them, and dump that liquid out, and then I use my chicken broth and beef stock. Alright. You can hear it sizzling, we're rendering it down a little bit to get some of the fat out of it. I just stirred the beans, but look at all the farts in there, man. That's the farts. You see all that bubbles on the top? You stir it up and it sizzles like it's bacon frying, letting all that gas out of there. And that's my 10th cup of coffee right there. This is 2 cups apiece, so there's 5 of these. My garlic's still ready. My vegetables are ready to go. Oh, I need to cook my bacon. That's to eat for breakfast BLTs this morning. And I'm going to make spaghetti sauce this evening. And I usually make my stuff from scratch, but if you can't make from scratch, Hunt's garlic and herb makes a very good pasta. Right out the can, cheap. This is some good stuff. Other times I'll go to my closet here, my little kitchen cupboard, and I use diced tomatoes, tomato paste, and all kinds of good stuff. I got stewed tomato sauce, diced tomatoes, and I use Rotel. I don't have any Rotel in here, I don't think. I use Rotel tomatoes to give it a little kick. And you can see all my closet. Pantry is pretty full. And I don't cook my black eye. That's my beans I put in my gumbos sometimes, along with okra, But that's me. That's usually what I use. I start from scratch. But when I ain't got time to do it from scratch, I just use this. And trust me, Hunt's makes some good stuff. It's in a can. Don't buy the bottle, buy the can. Can's cheaper. It tastes just as good or better, in my opinion. Yeah, you see the foam coming up on these beans? I don't know if you can hear that. You can hear that pot sizzling, but this pot right here, you pre-cook these a little bit before you put them in your regular stock and everything, and it gets the farts out of them. Look how well my beans have swole up. And they'll be tender. Do not put any salt in your beans at the start. I don't know why, but I was told by my brother-in-law, who was an executive chef, that putting salt in your beans before you cook them makes the skin tough. Alright, vegetables are cleared down good. I blended down my sausage. I'm going to take the sausage off the top without stirring it this time. That way I don't pick up none of the fat. And then goes that whole thing of garlic. That's 3 whole toes, the whole clove, the thing. Cloves, toes, little bitty pieces, I don't know. I know it looks like about a half pound of garlic. Ooh, more garlic, yay! Okay, got the beans back in. I had to hurry up and rough chop the pickle meat. Well, my wife catches me. She likes that stuff. Just leave a big whole chunk so she can get a big old huge chunk of pickled pork. But it ain't good for her, so I chop it up. Now, put that in there, put the stock in there, and turn the lid on and let it cook for approximately 2 hours. I use 2 chicken, 1 beef. I use Swanson because I think it's the best. You use whatever brand you want, or you make your own. Alright, now, let's see here. Go to the cabinet here. We get out our Lien Perrin. Worcestershire sauce. A little Crystal hot sauce. And that's about it out of here. I think I didn't need anything else. My secret ingredient I gotta get out of the refrigerator. But then just put a big old jigger too. Shake up your Worcestershire sauce. Can't open. Hold on. And just give yourself a liberal. Don't measure. Good enough. Good couple douches of that. And Crystal hot sauce. Ooh, ooh. Come back here, you. Give a couple good dashes of old Crystal hot sauce. And then we'll mix up the seasons that go in there, the dry seasons that's going to go in there in a minute. But that should be about it. Look at that pot, boy. Ooh, it's all the way up to the top. I don't remember what this is. I think this is a 20-quart pot or something like that. Big pot. I need a bigger one, actually. Alright, this is the spices I use. Granulated garlic. I use some cayenne pepper, some oregano, ground oregano, sage, granulated onion, a little bit of cumin, not too much, a little bit of thyme, the black pepper, and something we got here called Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning from Ville Platte, Louisiana. Now, they add a little more cumin. They always make... Okay, the ancient Chinese secret. Not really. It's just my secret. The stuff you can't get as a spice and stuff to go in there, it comes from Budweiser or any kind of good beer. If you like heavier beer, use a full-blown lager beer. We have one here called Turbo Dog. Okay, beans have cooked for 2 hours. And look at that big old pot of beans and luscious, delicious pickle meat and sausages and pork tasso. Nice and creamy. They'll set up a little bit more after they set for a while. And naturally they'll be good or better tomorrow. So they can cool off the rest of the afternoon and then I'll put them away. But that's some good beans.